Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Jnana Timirandasya Jnanandana Salakaya Chakshurunmitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Savitam Jena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Sri Gurun Sri Yuta Parakamalam Sri Gurun Vaishnavam Cha Shri Rupam Sajajatam Sahagana Raghunathan Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sahagana Lalita Sri Visakanvitam Sa He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopisa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrisavana Suti Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sandhyayevacha Patitanam Pavanyo Vaishnavayo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Good Bhagavad Gita Shri Shri Jai. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Reading from Bhagavad Gita as it is, Chapter 5, Karma Yoga, Action in Krishna Consciousness, text number 2. Shri Bhagavan Uvacha Sannyasa Karma Yogascha Nishayasa Kayorubhao Tayostu Karma Sannyasat Karma Yoga Visisati. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Sannyasa Karma Yogascha Nishrayasa Kayorubhao Tayostu Karma Sannyasat Karma Yoga Visisati. Shri Bhagavan Vacha Sannyasa Karma Yogascha Nishrayasa Kayorubhao Tayostu Karma Sannyasat Karma Yoga Visisate. Shri Bhagavan Vacha. The personality of Godhead said, Sannyasa, pronunciation of work, Karma Yoga, work in devotion, Cha, also, Dishrayasa Karo, leading to the path of liberation. Ubao, both, Tayo, of the two, but Karma Sannyasat, in comparison to the renunciation of fruitive work. Karma Yoga, work in devotion. Visisate is better. Translation and purport by Divine Grace, Sri Bhakti Vedanta Swami Prabhupada. The personality of Godhead replied, the renunciation of work and work and devotion are both good for liberation. But of the two, work in devotional service is better than the renunciation of work. Please repeat. The personality of Godhead replied, the renunciation of work and work in devotion are both good for liberation. But of the two, work in devotional service is better than renunciation of work. Report. Fruitive activities seeking sense gratification are cause for material bondage. As long as one is engaged in activities aimed at improving the standard of bodily comfort, one is sure to transmigrate to different types of bodies, thereby continuing material bondage perpetually. Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, Text 4 to 6 confines this as follows. Nonam paramata kurute vikarma, jarindriya taya pidnoti, asadu manye jatha, atmano yam, asannapi klesara, asadeha. Parabhava stavad abodha jatha. Yavanna jigyasatha atma tattvam yavat kriyastavat idam manovai karman makham yena sarira bhandha evam mana karma vasam prayunkti abhidyaya atmani upadiyamane. Pritiri na javan mayi vasudevi na mujate deha yogina tavat. People are mad after sense gratification, and they do not know that this present body, which is full of miseries, is a result of one's productive activities in the past. Although this body is temporary, it is always giving one trouble in many ways. Therefore, to act for sense gratification is not good. One is considered to be a failure in life as long as he makes no inquiry about his real identity. As long as he does not know his real identity, he has to work for fruitful result for sense gratification. And as long as one is engrossed in the consciousness of sense gratification, one has to transmigrate from one body to another. Although the mind may be engrossed in fruitful activities and influenced by ignorance, one must develop a love for devotional service to Vasudev. Only then can one have the opportunity to get out of the bondage of material existence. Therefore, jnana, or knowledge that one is not this material body but spirit soul, is not sufficient for liberation. One has to act in the status of spirit soul. Otherwise, there is no escape from material bondage. Action in Krishna consciousness is not, however, action on the fruity platform. Activities performed in full knowledge strengthen one's advancement in real knowledge. Without Krishna consciousness, mere renunciation of fruitful activity does not actually purify the heart of a conditioned soul. As long as this heart is not purified, one has to work on the fruitful platform. But action in Krishna consciousness automatically helps one escape the result of fruitful action, so that one need not descend to the material platform. Therefore, action in Krishna consciousness is always superior to renunciation, which always entails a risk of falling. Renunciation without Krishna consciousness is incomplete and is confirmed by Swarupa Goswami in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu 1.2.258. Prapanchika taya bhutya hari samhandi vashtuna mukshubhi parityago paragyam palgu katyate. When persons eager to achieve liberation renounce things related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, thinking them to be material, their renunciation is called incomplete. Renunciation is complete when it is in the knowledge that everything in existence belongs to the Lord and that no one should claim proprietorship over anything. One should understand that factually nothing belongs to anyone. Then where is a question of renunciation? One who knows that everything is Krishna's property is always situated in renunciation. Since everything belongs to Krishna, everything should be employed in the service of Krishna. This perfect form of action in Krishna consciousness is far better than any amount of artificial renunciation by a sannyasi of the Mayavadi school. Alright. The Personality of Godhead replied, the renunciation of work and work in devotion are both good for liberation. But of the two, work in devotional service is better than renunciation of work. Arjuna asked Krishna, except obeisances the devotees. Arjuna asked Krishna yesterday a question. His question was, "Oh Krishna, first of all you asked me to renounce work, and then again you recommend work for devotion. Now, will you kindly tell me definitely which of the two is more beneficial? This is this is the act of an intelligent person. And John is very intelligent. If you have one thing, then you have no choice. You have to take it. Either it is good or bad, you have to take it. But if you have two things, then you have to discriminate. Discrimination comes when you have two things. You have to look which is the best. Arjun, being an intelligent devotee, he does not want to go for the lower side. He wants to go for the higher side. So he's asking Krishna, these two, which is the best? I want to go for the best. I don't want to be a mediocre devotee. I want to be a first-class devotee. So show me the one that I should go that I will satisfy you the best. Because I have two things to do. Which one will satisfy you the most? So the Krishna replied, the renunciation of work and work in devotion, both of them are good for liberation. But because you're asking me you want to go for the best, then I recommend, this is my recommendation. My recommendation is that don't artificially renounce any work. Don't renounce things artificially. Renunciation is not based on foolishness. Renunciation is not a denial. Renunciation is not a hideout. Renunciation is based on wisdom. Papa read this book. Renunciation through wisdom. Not merely. Why Krishna is speaking, we have been discussing this. When one works very hard for Krishna, the heart becomes purified. With a purified heart, one can serve perfectly. With contaminated hearts, one cannot completely give Krishna pleasure. But with a purified heart, praise comes from working hard for Krishna, absorbing all our senses, everything, all our strength in service of Krishna. The senses become purified. And then we can do things with a fixed consciousness that the purpose is not based on what gratify my senses, but what satisfy Lord Krishna. That is perfect Krishna consciousness, which Arjuna is trying to expose for us. So two things are here. Two things are here, as Prabhupada explained in the purpose. Fruitive activities seeking sense gratification are cause for material bondage. As long as one is engaged in activities aimed at improving the standard of bodily comfort, one is sure to transmigrate from one types of bodies, thereby continuing material bondage perpetually. This has been the activities of the conditioned souls since time immemorial, trying to better our material situation. It is ignorance because one cannot be perfect in squeezing material energy. After all, Krishna said that material energy is what? Daivi. Daivi hi is Gunamayi. Daivi. It's a divine energy. Are we divine? Daivi. Are we divine? So Krishna said, it's divine. My energy is divine. So how can we fight with a person who has a better equipment to fight us? How can we fight with that person and defeat? Is it possible? No, it is not possible. That is why, since time immemorial, no person has ever been completely satisfied in gratifying the senses. Nobody. And nobody will ever be happy in gratifying the senses. For this reason, that matter cannot enjoy matter. It is not possible. It is not possible. Matter is a lump of matter, earth. It cannot enjoy. Enjoyment is not on the bodily platform. Enjoyment is on the soul platform. As long as one remains in ignorance or think that one can enjoy on the bodily platform, we will perpetually increase our material suffering. Why sense gratification is so condemned? Sense gratification makes us to accept the body as the self. It keeps us in a bodily platform, not beyond the bodily platform. It makes us to forget who we are. Not just forgetting who we are, forgetting about who is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and our relationship with Him, our duties to Him. It will be forgotten as long as we remain on the material platform. This will be a forgotten issue, and that has been our experience since time immemorial. Living entities in this material world are sufficiently struggling to gratify their senses. They are sufficiently struggling, seriously. From morning till night, we are struggling, expanding our ignorance, and we call it civilization. That is ignorance, it is not civilization. So sense gratification is very dangerous, that it will produce another material body, another material body, another material body. This has been our experience since time immemorial. So Lord H.H.Dhir, these three verses properly quoted here from is a statement of Lord H.H.Dhir, the teachings of Lord H.H.Dhir. So he said, Nunam Paramata, Paramata, Kuruti, Vikarma. A mad person, Paramata, madness. Why did he say we are mad? Nunam Paramata, Kuruti, Vikarma. Paramata. Jadi dia pita apa noti nasa do manye. A sadhu, an intelligent person, a devotee, knows that we have in the first place made a mistake accepting a material body. It's the first mistake. So they said, we are mad if we are using both body to get another material body for the same suffering, not for enjoyment, not for satisfaction, not for liberation, for continuing our suffering. It's madness. It's like a person who is having an itch and constantly scratch it, and using the best of his strength to scratch it. One is not going to get relieved from that. It is madness, because the more we do that, the more the wound will expand, will increase, the more the pain, the more the suffering. So Lord H.H.Dhir said, we are mad. Using this body which is meant for our liberation in a wrong way, that it will produce another material body. So he said, man, an intelligent person should use this body for a spiritual body, not to have another material body. And Prabhupada said here, because this body has been giving us all kinds of problems. No one having a material body has ever been peaceful or satisfied with the body. At any stage of the body, at any stage of the body, even if the body is very young, the body is completely helpless under the care of the parent. Helpless, the body is helpless, full of ignorance, depending on everything. Don't see how dependence is not so wonderful a situation, to depend on people. If you depend on people, you will never do things you like on time. You never do things you like on time. You will do things at the time of the person whom we will be depend on, not at our own time. So, having a child's body, the soul depends on the parent, who will force everything unnecessary to us. Take this, my baby. When a baby cries, which mother knows why the baby is crying? Which mother knows why my baby is crying? Oh, you need breast. That's your imagination. Take the breast. Okay, take the breast. What can the child do? This is what I can get. Because you depend. Then the mother will force the acculturation on the child. You belong to this tribe. You don't belong to that tribe. It's an imposition because we depend on our superior, who are not Krishna conscious. So Krishna said, if you depend on me in all the activities, you will be liberated. But we are depending on people who does not have our self-interest in their mind. Therefore, they will force everything upon us. In some places, my country, they will tear this side and tear this is tribal mark. Does the child ask for that? And will the child say, no, mother, I don't want this? No, you cannot do that because you depend on the mother. And some parents, they will force the gun on the child's hand. Some children, they have more than 1,000 toys. What will they do with it? All the toys, the varieties of toy is to force the child to accept that you are the body. Therefore, you need all these things. The body. And when a child grows a little bit, he is forced to go to slaughterhouse. When we send an animal to a slaughterhouse, what is it? To be maintained? I don't think so. It's to be slaughtered. The child comes out of the school completely irresponsible. One professor said, our universities today are producing highly skilled barbarians. Because we don't have culture for the students who are graduating from our school. Slaughterhouse is forced on the child. The child comes out slaughtered. No respect for the present. No decency in the character. There is no culture. Even a simple respect does not come from the child. This is the problem of depending on ignorant people. Our Krishna requested, depend upon me. You will pass over all obstacles by my grace. But if we depend on ignorant people, we are going to remain ignorant by the grace of our dependents. The people whom we depend upon. So we get this from the bed. And after that, what happens? We are forced to also make a wrong choice. What are we going to do with our life? What are we going to do with our life? They're not going to tell us to take to Krishna consciousness. I have trained you. My father trained me, and I have trained you. Be a fool like me, and continue to suffer like me. Just do what I'm doing, and remain a fool like me, don't do something else. That is going on in the material world. So, Lord H.H.Dhir said that is the defeat. Parabhavas, Tabat, Aboda Jata. So Papa uses what so many times? Aboda Jata. Defeat. Defeat means what? We have lived our life in vain. We have lived our life in vain for nothing. Nothing means what? We may be materially successful. Being materially successful means what? We are becoming a first-class prisoner. That means we're going to suffer more in the prison. That is material success. Spiritual success is different. Spiritual success means that we have pleased the spiritual master with our sincere service. We have pleased the Supreme Personality of God with our sincere service. That is success in life. Without this, Lord H.H.Dhir said is a defeat. We have lived a defeated life because we are going to take another material body and continue the suffering. People are mad after seeing classification, and they do not know that this present body, which is full of miseries, is a result of one's fruitive activities in the past. In Christian consciousness, it is not difficult to know our future. Very, very simple. It's not difficult. You don't need to go to an astrologer to tell our future. Here, use this Bhagavad Gita, you know our future. People are mad after sanctification and they don't know that this present body, which is full of miseries, is a result of one's fruitive activities in the past, right? So, looking at our present situation, a sincere person can understand, I was not a pious person. That is why I have this body. Then looking at our present activity, we know the next body we are going to take. What is predominating our consciousness 24 hours a day? That is our future. It's not difficult to understand our future in Christian consciousness. What is preoccupying our consciousness from morning till night, for a week, for a month, for a year, for our lifetime? That is our future. The activities we perform in the past are given on this body. So the activities which we are doing now, it will give us the next body. So let us look at the activities we are doing now. That is our future. Is it difficult? Simple. Although this body is temporary, it is always giving one trouble in many ways. Many ways. Ulcer, stomach ache, migraine, malaria fever, indigestion, we call it constipation. Many people cannot sleep without pills to sleep. Many people cannot sleep without taking pills to sleep. Suffering from insomnia. Their sleep constantly break. Depression, loneliness, insecurity, tormenting conditions, including devotees. Including devotees. Are worrying about their future, anxiety. A devotee should never have a material anxiety. A devotee should have only spiritual anxiety. What is the anxiety of a devotee? I properly explain how to expand Krishna consciousness. Anything beyond this is material anxiety, and it is unnecessary for a devotee. Therefore, one is considered to be a failure in life as long as he makes no inquiry about his real identity. His Grace Brahmananda was telling us identity crisis. That was what he wanted to know that brought him to Krishna consciousness. He searched through so many places, so many books, no answer until he came to Prabhupada. The things which he was searching for years, he got it for one moment. You are Krishna's part and parcel. How long does it take Prabhupada to say that? Moment. You are Krishna's part and parcel. That's all. That resolved the issue he had been struggling with for years. You are Krishna's part and parcel. It is a great fortune. It is a great fortune for one to come to this point. That who am I? It's a big question. Majority of people may theoretically understand I am not the body, but how many people knows that we are not the mind? We are not the mind. Even among those who knows we are not the body, Prabhupada said here, in the Bhagavatam, first kind of Bhagavatam, Prabhupada said, he also repeated the same thing here. A person who understands I am not the body is an impersonalist. Aham Brahmasmi, and then what? And then what? A person who knows that he or she is not the body but the spirit soul and is actively engaged in activities of the spirit soul is a personalist, is a devotee. There's a difference. Although the mind may be engrossed in fruitive activities and influenced by ignorance, one must develop a love for devotional service to Vasudeva. Only then can one have the opportunity to get out of the bondage of material existence. Therefore, Gyan, or knowledge that one is not material body but spirit soul, is not sufficient for liberation. It is not. One should engage himself or herself fully in activities of the soul. Then one is qualified for liberation. What is that? Activities in Krishna consciousness purifies the soul. To understand what is renunciation, to understand detachment. Foolishness cannot give one the opportunity to renounce. If we renounce in that foolish condition, we will simply become a mityachara, a pretender. It means we have no qualification to act on what we are proposing to do. We have no qualification. One must be qualified to act. What will make us qualified for Krishna's mercy is devotional service. Serving Lord Krishna, the heart becomes purified. Then the mercy of Krishna comes. One has to act in the status of spirit soul. Yes. Otherwise, there is no escape from material bondage. Action in Krishna consciousness is not, however, action on the fruitive platform. Activities performed in full knowledge strengthen one's advancement in real knowledge. Without Krishna consciousness, mere renunciation of fruitive activities does not actually purify the heart of a conditioned soul. As long as the heart is not purified, one has to work on the fruitive platform. But action in Krishna consciousness automatically helps one escape the result of fruitive action, so that one need not descend to the material platform. Therefore, action in Krishna consciousness is always superior to renunciation, which always entails a risk of falling. Why falling? Because the heart is still impure. But Devotional service will purify the heart. With a purified heart, one can be a proper renunciation, because on that level, our inner self, the inner development, the inner nature, our activities and our dress will correspond. Without a purification, our external dress and our activities will be different from what is inside. What is inside must show outside by our activities. So if the inside is not purified, it will show outside by a practical form, because we are not qualified for what we are looking for. But devotional service makes one qualified, because it brings purification of the heart. Therefore, activities in Christian consciousness is not material activity. Devotional service is not a job. Improper qualified service as devotion. Service should be devotion to Krishna. Service will be our devotional offering to Krishna. Everything we do in Christian consciousness is an offering. That is our heartfelt offering to Krishna. And Krishna is going to judge us based on the quality of that service. Therefore, it is not a mechanical activity. And we cannot please Krishna by mechanical activity. It is by devotion only. Renunciation without Krishna consciousness is incomplete, as it is confirmed by Sri Swami in his Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. When persons eager to achieve liberation renounce things related to the Supreme Personality of Godhead, thinking them to be material, their renunciation is called incomplete. First of all, what do we have to renounce? What is our property? What is our property that we have to renounce? When everything belongs to Krishna, what are we renouncing? Everything is Krishna's property. Aham sarvasya prabha mata sarvam prabhata te iti matva bhajantimam buddha bhava samanditam. So Krishna said, everything, both material and spiritual, belongs to me. So what is our own property that we have to renounce? Maya adasena prakriti sayate sa characharam. Maya is my property. Maya is not independent. Maya is my property. And intelligence means that we are using Maya in Christian service. That is perfect renunciation. Renouncing Maya means what? We are separating Krishna from his property. Do we have that right? Do we have the right? Denying Krishna of his enjoyment over his property? Do we have the right? If Rupa Goswami said, my friend, what are you doing? You are a pretender. You don't understand what is renunciation. Renunciation means use everything for Krishna, because everything belongs to Krishna. Use everything for Krishna's service without our personal interest. That is perfect renunciation. Anasakti visayan jataha upayun jataha nirbande Krishna sambande yuktam bharagyam muchate. Anasakti visayan. Everything belongs to Krishna. Renunciation means that we don't have our personal interests, but we use everything for Krishna's enjoyment. That is complete and perfect renunciation. We will never be entangled, because we are acting for Krishna without our own involvement. This is complete renunciation. Giving up anything and considering it Maya, it is we who are in Maya because we don't know anything. Renunciation is complete when it is in the knowledge that everything in existence belongs to the Lord, and that no one should claim proprietorship over anything. One should understand that actually nothing belongs to anyone. Then where is a question of renunciation? One who knows that everything is Christian property and is always situated in renunciation. Since everything belongs to Krishna, everything should be employed in the service of Krishna. This perfect form of action in Krishna consciousness is far better than any amount of artificial renunciation by a sannyasi or the Mayavad school. Hare Krishna. Comments?